What we're doing now is a basic setup and test of our BrakeRite electro-hydraulic brake controller, and we've got a simple test bench. Here is the volts coming in from our supply, indicating the same as if we were hooked up to a car and coming through our power plug. Here is the current that will be coming to the motor on our electro-hydraulic brake controller, or the BrakeRite unit, and this is the voltage. This is the signal going down your blue line or your braking line, which is driving our brake controller itself. So to start with, we're just going to go to an emergency breakaway. This is the slider just to where my thumb is on the right hand side there. We're going to give it a signal, and we'll observe what happens to these outputs here. So we'll give it a little bit first. You'll see that the unit's now running. We've got a little indicator light here just indicating that it is working. We've got a little signal coming to our motor here because it's just turning over now. Our signal here is we're only giving it a small signal here of 10%. And we've got a little signal going down the line, but not a lot. Note there's no pressure yet coming up. Let's increase that now. You can hear the motor increase. We're now up to 40, and we've got 600 psi on our gauge here. We're putting about 5 amps through our blue line, 5 volts through our blue line, and our motor's starting to draw a little bit more current now. Our income's still standard, as it should be. We're going to increase it now a little bit further. Now up to 60% of our output. The voltage on the blue line has now gone up to 7 volts, and we're starting to draw more current on the motor on our BrakeRite unit. And we go a little bit higher now, showing that we can go up to full maximum of 1500 psi continuous. We're putting a full 10 amps down our blue line, which is normal, and the motor is pulling around about 21 amps. Now that's a pretty solid indication there. Now we're just going to back off on that. I want to show you now why the BrakeRite is very rapid in its response time. It's more rapid than any other type on the market. I'm going to demonstrate that to you now physically. I'm going to just give it a rapid signal, like we were putting the brakes on suddenly, and see what response we get back down to our calipers of our brakes. Watch this gauge here. I'm going to thump it. Watch the light come on. From the moment the light comes on, the time that gets up there, you're going to see it's less than 1 second. And I'm going to count to 3. Watch the red light come on, and it'll indicate to you. 1, 2, 3. Watch the light and the gauge again. The light and the gauge. And I count to 3. 1, 2, 3. So that's a sure indication that our response time is very, very rapid. So that if we do have to hit the brakes in an emergency, our brakes are on, and we're reducing our stopping speed and our stopping distance, more importantly, than anything else on the market that we are aware of, and we've done tests on them all. I'm going to simulate now a normal braking system by tilting our unit up. As it goes up, you'll see that there's no variation yet because we haven't got our foot on the brakes. Let's now put our foot on the brakes. I'm just going to turn this little pressure on here. Notice the pressure on our brakes is not up on our gauge here, so we haven't got anything on our brakes yet. We've got a little mode here of 10% and no signal going through, or very slight signal. Now as we tilt this up, you see the pressure go up here. The signal down the blue line will vary. So that's just simulating different kind of deceleration rates. And you can see that it works extremely well. We're using a Hayes Genesis in-cab controller here that we are the Australian importers of. And this is a very solid unit. This one unit is adjusted for hydraulic operation, not electric brake operation. And we do that to get rid of any signal that we have coming down when we've got electric brake operation. So this is designed, and the one that you buy, you can adjust it to either 2 modes, electric or hydraulic. Make sure that you do accept and set it up for hydraulics. We'll just go to this test again. We're coming back down to nothing here, nothing on our brakes, pump still running equally. We're now tilting it to simulate braking or deceleration. And again, if we have to hit it suddenly, we've got a very rapid response. So that's an overview of how our BrakeRite unit, been on the market now for maybe 18 years in Australia. We've got hundreds out in the field, and they're very, very reliable unit. They don't give us a lot of trouble at all.